elevated, I'm hella faded.
Hey, Cancer. Alright. So we're gonna... Oops. Ooh. Cancer. What's going on here? Oy. Alright. So, I'm getting someone might be going through something maybe in their workplace. Maybe they did or didn't, or do something, or check something, or make sure something was kind of how it was supposed to. Maybe you're worried about this. I'm going to kind of leave that here since it came out before I even got any cards down. Let's see. What does Cancer need to know? We're going to do past, present, and future. I'll break down your past and present and then take the future into the extended so we can get an idea of what's going on here. Because something's going on. Seymour, stop. My dog's like at my feet. I feel like you're having trouble deciding, or there's some sort of decision or something like that. It's almost like a weighing on you about something. So past relationships with Cancer. I feel like things were moving along and then they kind of took like a left turn. You know, and you're gonna have to like kind of come back from it, but you will. It's looking because you're having, and I think you're having to come back with less than maybe you had before, but you still have enough and now knowledge enough to continue forward. Difficult. Some of it seems kind of very difficult, but just, you know, keep in mind that it does show progression, so there is kind of movement, which is good. That means that this won't stay like this forever. Alright, Page of Wands, Chariot, Four Cups. In your past energies, I feel like you started off towards something and then kind of were stopped for whatever reason. And you might be feeling kind of some way about it now. Missed opportunity, or like maybe you can recognize, like, you know, what you were going towards. I don't know, there's something like something happens here. It's like you're going, and then something happens almost, and it's we're gonna look into it, but that's just what I get for the initial. And that could also be helping with that. Present energies, King of Swords, Knight of Wands, and Five of Swords. I don't read reversals a lot. I used to say, oh, I never read them. Well, you know, sometimes I do now, I guess. So maybe someone needs to stop saying never say never. I don't know if that's just kind of coming into my head, that maybe you need to stop doing that. King of Swords being kind of ill-dignified for me. heard fall from grace, but I don't feel that. I think maybe in a pride kind of way, but this for me mostly kind of feels like you almost had like a mental, I don't want to say breakdown, but you had some sort of a little hiccup and it kind of knocked you back. Again, it may be relating to your pride, it might be relating to how you get things done, how you're doing things, thought patterns, beliefs, belief systems, stuff like that. Knight of Wands and the Five of Swords. Knight of Wands is like this fast-paced, you know, I'll put it this way, like if this were like a love reading, and I really don't know yet if it is, but if this was a love, this would be like F-boy energy, you know, like he's my F-boy card, you know, like, is he gonna love me forever and be here and blah blah blah, like, and you get Knight of Wands, it's like, no, he's gonna leave just as quick as he came. And usually it can teeter on dramatic. So there's some sort of energy that kind of comes in. I don't know if could be dealing with someone younger, and maybe, I don't know, maybe it's a work situation, or it's, you know, still, I don't know about love, or maybe, you know, this is how you handled the situation. If it is a relationship, this is kind of how you came in, or how they came in. Hot and heavy, but there was almost an air of deception about it, and it doesn't mean that they're like doing anything bad. Like, I don't know yet, you know, I can't see yet, but it's wrapped in, it's like getting a present, but it's wrapped in like deceit. If it could be a wrapping paper, it'd be like, oh, thanks for this deceptive present. That was kind of you. All right, let's see, and it leads into Ten of Swords. A lot of like sword energy. Someone's going through something in their mind here, for sure. But once it ends, once you're like over that little hump, you start moving forward again. Granted, they're going to be small steps, but I think because they're going to be deliberate steps. I think they're going to be, you know, you're going to be shuffling just because you've learned, and I think you don't want to make the same mistakes again. So you got to understand, you're going to be moving from this fast-paced energy into a more grounded and stable and steady, which isn't quick. These pentacles are so slow, but they are the steadiest, and they are the ones you can count on the most to get where they're going. These types will have to usually circle back around to learn the lesson again, because the first time they came in was just, you know, full send, and it was just too much. So, but I do see kind of a level of progressing throughout. All right, let's get into, oh, Empress on the bottom, that's nice. So feeling that feminine energy, that beautiful, loving, kind, you know, just resolute. She's not moving for anyone. That's wonderful. So that's some good bit of good news here. Let's see, Page of Wands, the Chariot, and the Four of Cups. Okay, so my laptop just turned off. I hope that doesn't mess with the picture. Three of Wands, Queen of Swords, and Four of Pentacles. I feel like this guy, you know, he kind of was like, well, yeah, this is kind of what I want. This stick looks good, and this looks great. And then, you set out on your merry way, dreaming of all the things you could have, or all the stuff that could be coming to you. And somewhere in there, that stopped. Why? Why did that stop? Let me see. The Queen of Swords is, you know, I kind of maybe get the feeling like someone was a little too logical, or the Queen of Swords is, you know, I don't like to call her cold, but she can appear cold because she's been through a lot. Like, she's, you know, the queen that really has to cut out a lot of hurt and pain, and, you know, each queen kind of has their own thing, but Queen of Swords, especially as, you know, someone who became the way she is, she's very, she's not moved, like, turned, like, her mind, you know what I mean? Like, she makes her mind up, and that's that. There's really no middle ground, I guess. Either there was just like this, nope, this isn't working, or this isn't happening, or this isn't where this is going, just, and it was done. I mean, maybe first I just didn't get a call back. Maybe for some of you, that could be the case. You really, maybe you saw some great things with this person, and then it kind of, that was that. This, I think it could both ways be love or business at this point. Either maybe you saw a business, potential business, as something that was be really fulfilling and wonderful, and oh, this is just the direction that I need to go. And then something maybe just kind of was like, nope, no, it's not. Whatever it was, though, and whichever side you're on, I really feel like for some of you, it could have, this is, her personality stands out to me. It's this, you know, again, I don't like to, like, generalize, because there's a lot of air signs that aren't like this, you know, but in the tarot, in this progression of things, she's typically like a take no shit kind of person. And while that's good to have boundaries, unfortunately, I think a lot of her boundaries come from being hurt. And when it's like that, you know, it's not that you won't find love or can't find love, but if it's a hard time of you sustaining it, because there's so many ways somebody can just totally screw it up. Like, at this point, it really have to be like a miracle for somebody to, like, you know, get in there. Somehow it's like, you know what I'm saying, like Indiana Jones and stuff, like when they set all the traps off, but somehow making it through, that's what you're gonna need. Or that's what they're gonna need. Whatever, you know, whichever one this calls for. It's kind of funny. I mean, it's probably not funny for you, I'm sorry, but it is. If you think about it, she will not be moved. She won't. So it's got someone, I think, kind of in their feels about it, and they're having trouble kind of letting go of that. Let's move on. Ooh. Cancer. What are you doing? What happened? Jesus. So for some of you, this might have triggered some kind of something in you, and we have the King and Queen of Swords. So this person might have actually been really significant. This job might have seemed really significant in your life, or to you, or to them, or vice, however, you know, it works for you. But this has caused a series of events that has kind of progressed here. King of Swords with the Three of Swords. You know, it's all, I feel like if I pull them out, it won't be there anymore. And like, but you're forgetting that there's still a bunch of holes in your heart. You know, so I advise you against doing that, to being like, no, what is that? Monty Python, it's merely a flesh wound. It's not, no big deal, right? Well, you just got poked a bunch of holes in your heart, so it might be, you know, maybe you should look into it. Knight of Wands with the Moon. This is kind of, it's probably an awkward energy to feel, but it's kind of a cool energy, because like the Knight of Wands is so fiery and so let's go. The Moon is not that. The Moon is, you know, he's making his way along. He's only able to go forward, and there's stuff on either side. He's not sure if it's danger, if it's helpful, if it's this, if it's that, but he's still gotta go. So it kind of like bashes together and makes like this, have you ever been like outside real early in the morning, and there's like it's warm, but there's almost like a cool, dense mist, I don't know how to describe it. I grew up in Pennsylvania, and you know, we had mornings like that. They almost had like density to them, but that's how this made me feel. It's like it's going to be something really good for you, but I mean, I can't promise that it's always going to be comfortable. I can guarantee you it won't. The Devil and the Five of Swords, you know, in what ways were you tied to them? You really need to analyze, I think, like, you know, what you were what were you hoping for? And I think you have to be really, really honest about it. Because to get, you know, over this Five of Swords, you know, Devil, to finish that and then head into these energies, it's not going to be super easy. You're really going to have to do some work, some internal investigation, and, you know, how did you get here? What happened? Those are, you know, swords are also truth, you know. Were you not being honest? Were you being deceptive? Is this a pattern of yours? Is this something that you consistently have done, you know? Lying by omission is still lying. You know, you can't make rules to how you lie. If you lie, you lie. You know, if you don't tell the whole truth, you're not telling the whole truth. It's as simple as that. How were you manipulating things? How could you have been inauthentic? Those are things you need to really question yourself about. All right, let's see, what am I at for? Oh yeah, I'm good here. So we're gonna do a fortune. Oops, I already got one. Bread today is better than cake tomorrow. 51, 6, 22, 36, 46, and 43. Bread today is better than cake tomorrow. I think it depends on the cake. I'm kidding. Alright, it was an honor to read for you. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to take this into the extended. If you're interested, it's going to be in the description box below. If you win, remember where you get the numbers, right? Alright, bye!